I sent my godmother a text about her breaking my simple boundary. TLDR is that my godmother doesn't believe I was abused by my parents and can't stop bringing it up, despite us having an agreement neither of us would bring it up. After the great advice I've gotten here, and working through my emotions, I realized that though I can't cut contact with my godmother completely because of legal issues, and because of my own emotions, that doesn't mean I have to allow my boundaries to be broken. So I formulated a text with my husband's help, saying some things I feel the need to say. There's a lot of things I want to say, but I'll stick to the basics. I want to have a relationship with you, but it's not possible if you keep breaking our agreement. We agreed not to talk about my parents, or my childhood, but you keep bringing it up. Every time you do so, and you call me spoiled, a liar, and say I had such a great childhood, you surface my trauma again. Every time you say I just need to talk to the people who gave me lifelong trauma, and that you dismiss my trauma, it hurts so much. It doesn't just hurt immensely, but it triggers days of flashbacks and nightmares, and sometimes months of therapy to work through it all again. It takes me months to recover enough to try again to have a relationship with you. My trauma is real, and by doing this again and again you're making it worse. I have zero reasons to lie. Yet I know it's pointless to try to convince you. I was prepared to live knowing you believe I'm a liar, and to try to have a relationship with you regardless, as long as you kept to our agreement not to bring it up. But you keep bringing it up, accusing me over and over again, and that's not okay. The phone call was more of the same. I reminded you multiple times of our agreement during our conversation, but you kept going, trying to convince me my trauma doesn't exist. Even after I warned you I would end the conversation, you kept going. I genuinely want to have a relationship with you, and I've tried again and again these past years. But you keep breaking our agreement. I need time now. Let me know if you can ever be in contact with me without breaking that agreement. So that's that. I doubt I'll get a reply from her, to be honest. If she's willing to change, we'll see, but for the next months I'm blocking it off regardless of what she wants. I know I'm naive to leave the door open here, but it's both for the court, the system is severely broken, and because I honestly need to for me. I need to know I tried everything I could before giving up on her completely. My godmother replied, and it doesn't sit well with me. Late yesterday evening, I actually got a reply from my godmother. "Ob, I don't want to lose you. I am your godmother. I will do my very best not to hurt you again. I just came home from grandmother, she's a bit better but still confused. There's always someone with her. I'll call you later, I'm going to sleep now. We stay together. I've been thinking, and it doesn't sit well with me for multiple reasons. She never says she will actually respect my boundary, which is don't talk about my parents' childhood. Calling what she did just hurting me seems kind of dismissive. It's so much worse than just hurting. This distinction might be clearer in Dutch. I don't think it fully translates. Ik zou mijn uiterste best doen je niet meer te kwetsen. I might be imagining this though. It feels like she's trying to distract from the issue by bringing up my grandmother's health issues. That has nothing to do with it. She ignores my statement that I need time right now by saying she'll call me. There's no apology, not even a fake one. What the hell does "we stay together" mean here? She used to be a nun, actively going to do missionary work, and I almost feel like she's trying to do the same to me. Bring the lost sheep back into the flock. I answered, "Can you promise me you won't bring up my parents and childhood anymore? Either way, I need time right now. I'll let you know when I'm available again. Both for the court and for myself. If she respects my need for time right now, and promises me she won't ignore my boundaries again, I'll give her one last chance. Until she does it again, then we're through. I wish she would just listen to me. It's really not such a difficult boundary, just don't bring up the traumatic things and don't call me a spoiled liar to my face just because you haven't actively noticed any abuse. That's all." Instead she actively puts herself right in the middle and tells me nothing bad ever happened and my parents are saints while saying she's neutral and wants to stay out of it. Am I right in what bothers me about that text, or am I overanalyzing? Do you have a secret little subreddit that is a favorite? Share it in the comments and it could become the next big thing. How to deal with in-laws wanting to hold my son and take pictures with him. Posting here because I don't get along with my in-laws. My husband was raised by his great-grandma, and we had the unfortunate situation of her living with us for 7 years. During that time she verbally abused me and basically made my life a living hell. I didn't recognize it was abuse until a therapist told me that she was abusing me in my own home. Thankfully her health deteriorated to the point that she had to move out because we couldn't keep taking care of her, but she's still alive and ticking and is turning 100 this year. Now my husband's cousin has started to talk trash about me and went as far as to tell my husband that I told her over text that he wasn't a fit father to our son. I showed my husband the texts with his cousin and proved my innocence because we actually never even talked about my husband. Well, our son's first birthday party is coming up soon and my husband insists on inviting these same people to it. I have fought with him over and over about this and he simply told me to deal with it. His family loves to hold my son and take pictures with him to post on social media. I hate this because 1, they have always been mean to me, and 2, I don't even have social media except for Reddit and never post pics of my son. What do I do to stop him from trying to hold him and take pictures of him? I told my husband I would cause a scene if they tried that and he said that he would kick me out from the party. Edit to add, my son doesn't take kindly to strangers. And he rarely sees my husband's family, so they may as well be strangers to him. My son is only okay with me, my husband and my parents holding him. If anyone else tries to hold him, he starts crying at first. It takes him a while to warm up to someone he doesn't know. Also, my parents will be at the party. They've helped me take care of my son since he was born. I'm sure my own parents wouldn't want my husband's family holding him either. I'm now fully no contact with my Just No mum. Just writing this as a reminder. I had a panic attack the other day and realized I've been having them since I was very, very young. A couple years ago my sister and I were talking about my mum and she asked if I remembered the bookcase incident. We had a bookcase at the end of our hallway. I told her I remembered the bookcase, but what about it? I think I was 6 and my sister was 5. We were playing and I'm not sure exactly how it happened, but then my mum was there, screaming at us saying we were bad because we made such a huge mess and that she was going to take pictures of the mess we made to show everyone how bad we are. Then my sister told me she knocked most of the stuff off the bookcase and grabbed a disposable camera to take pictures of it. All I really remember is staring at the ground, panicking and trying to figure out what I did wrong so I could fix it, but I was too scared to even speak. I'm not sure if she even really took pictures, or even what happened after that. I just have that isolated memory of the aftermath. There's lots of stories like this about my mum. Now that I'm no contact, when I feel bad I'm going to come here and post a memory of her to remind myself why I need to be strict about this. I need to protect myself. No contact with grandmother. I believe my previous posts will link below regarding my 30F relationship with my maternal grandmother. I finally decided to go semi-no contact with my grandmother and I wrote her a letter that I worked on for 2 weeks with my therapist explaining how she has impacted me over the years. I didn't use blaming language, I tried to not be intentional hurtful, and I used, I feel statements. I did say her daughter, my mum was controlling and critical of me, but I left out the part where she abused me my entire life. I never said she wanted a relationship with me so I could help her, mentioning that for when you read below. My dad since remarried an incredible woman. This infuriated my grandmother, so she asked for my dad to bring her some items of my mother's. He brought them to her in the letter I wrote her. This was last month. My dad reaches out today and said my grandmother called and texted him about me. She said she believes I blocked her. I did. Her name on my phone gives me physical anxiety. She then sends my dad texts that she sent me. I am pasting these below. The advice I need is, do you think these texts show that she can't be remorseful? Or should I try again to have a grey rock relationship with her? Edit. I have zero relationship with my maternal grandfather. Though my mum made us go over there every Sunday, he didn't speak to me but maybe a handful of times. He's never said he loves me. I don't have anxiety regarding him like I do with my grandma, rather I have no emotions. Text 1. I decided to tell you about my grandfather's health. I haven't told you before. I didn't want you to think I was trying to get you to visit us. He has a rare autoimmune disease. It is myasthenia gravis. It affects the muscles, breathing, eyes swelling, strength, walking, etc. He has infusions every other week. He has a liver disease, diabetes, tumor on his kidney. None of these were caused by lifestyle. He has bone on his knee, that can't be fixed by surgery. Due to the MG. He was in the hospital in March. He only goes out to go to the doctor. We are going to third doctor this week to see if he can give him anything to help his knee. I'm telling you this now, because I don't want you to say, I didn't know he is sick. The reason they can't fix the knee, it's too dangerous to put him to sleep. Due to the MG. I am not looking for pity or help. I told you before he had some problems. But you never bothered to call and ask about him. I just thought you needed to know. Text 2. I was wondering, before you declared your mum a horrible person, did you look up the possibility that the aneurysm caused problems? The reason I wanted to give you money when you were in school was because I wanted to help your dad. You told me before you were too busy to see us. It would be better after you finished school. You told me you would come several times when you had okay. Pool breaks. I told you as long as I heard from you it was okay. I just to know you are okay. I don't know how you got the idea I want to control you. I have more than enough going on. It's all I can do to keep up sometimes. But you have no way of knowing that. Text 4. Please don't think I want to have a relationship with you is because I might need something from you. Hopefully I will be able to take care of everything we need. Her niece, and her other niece, are very good about asking if I need anything. Fortunately I'm doing okay. Just no dad playing games? So, I am low contact with my dad for many reasons. He was abusive to my mother and divorced her and married his affair partner and basically abandoned me. His idea of fatherhood was paying child support. Well, long story short, I am in my 40s and he divorced my toxic stepmother many years ago, a whole other issue of abuse for me, and he is on the peripheral of my life. Christmas and occasional phone calls. He lives 15 minutes away. I have tried to give him opportunities to be a grandfather, but he always chooses his girlfriend, which is fine. I am grown. I like her and we have a cordial relationship. We are Facebook friends. This morning I post pics of my twin sons graduating yesterday and not 10 minutes later I get a text from him about, when are my boys graduating? He would like to be there. Like, what? You have literally came to one thing, a football game in 8th grade and you had to leave early to meet your girlfriend. I have been posting honest stuff on there. My question is, how do I respond? Responses suggested in the comments. I don't know when your boys are graduating. My boys graduated yesterday. Too bad, you missed it. It was yesterday. Just like you missed every important date in my life. I'd say, your boy graduated, whenever Op graduated. If there's a pic with mum on that day I'd send that along with it. Sometimes people deserve a petty response. Share your story in the comments, I would love to add them to a video.